we are remembering that we are limitless potentials, having a human, a planet Earth, infinite dimension, limitless potentials, experience, or dream. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am a shaman mama, channel for the divine, divine human, future human in the present moment, in the now. A dimension of the biblically prophesied Messiah, a dimension of the Jewish culture widely awaited Mashiach, a dimension of the Hindu culture prophesied Kalki. So are you, just as you are. We are all dimensions, simultaneously one with limitless potentials, divine creation, most commonly termed God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High, Allah, I think I said Allah, and many other things within our synaptical acceptance of reality or our divine evolution. I heal myself to the inner space using my shaman mama capabilities, shamanism, mediumship, psychic abilities, extrasensory perception, channeling, I said channeling abilities, soul gifts. I heal myself to the inner space. I do shadow work through the inner space, healing through the inner space, and the wisdoms and healing frequencies of the future. I embody them, and I channel these healing frequencies and wisdoms into my content. I have two podcasts, one of them being Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, which is available to stream for free on YouTube and Spotify. We channel ancestral forces, many dimensions of divine creation, of the oneness of all things. And to the podcast, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, again on YouTube and Spotify. We get divine revelations, divine insights of the projection of our human evolution, which brings me to the Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. 2033 prophecy is biblical prophecy. It's prophecy, prophetic word from all over, many cultures from all over our planet. Hinduism, the turn of a yuga, Mayan Hopi prophecy, manifestation of the fifth world or heaven on earth, book of Revelations, the rapture, or humanity, us raising a vibration or frequential patterning to embody the wisdoms, be the wisdoms, shake off the amnesia, to remember that we've always been limitless, we've always been divine potentials. And any given moment, any given season, any given reason, that we are who we are, double it, who we are. This phase that we're evolving out of, my soul calls it a gestational phase, where we became calcified and energies, more expanded consciousness understanding, new wisdoms that I'm coming into alignment with, through setting with ancestral forces, beyond our synaptical understanding of reality, beyond even the galactic creation, the cosmos. They're like, don't disparage the makers of you. Before I would say, and I still say this, to have a different perspective, understanding, a contrast of understandings to create growth and evolution. My soul's like, hey, y'all, you were in a gestational phase, Ashley, humanity, galactic creation. Y'all were in a gestational phase. We're all truly one energy manifested in infinite ways. We were in a gestational phase where we embody and aligned with frequential patternings or energies being data, wisdoms, which manifested us, beings, a humanity that was out of alignment with the remembrance of our existential fundamental nature. That is one of infinite remembrances, one of infinite existential fundamental nature attributes. That is that we are the creators of our reality. We manifest our reality through the way our energy presents, or the way our energy emits, reverberates, reflects, and refracts, to assist with the shaping and shifting, quantum entanglement manifestation, meaning even if you're in Europe, you're helping to shape the culture of the whole planet. Even if you're in Africa or the United States of America or Canada or South America or Australia or Antarctica or Asia or Europe. I said Europe first. Wherever you are on the planet, you're assisting with the growth and evolution of the whole planet. Even beyond our synaptical understanding of reality, we assist with the growth and evolution of all things, infinite creation, most commonly termed God, infinite creation, most commonly termed God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High, Brahman, and many other things within our synaptical understanding of creation, divine evolution, or of ourselves. This is a dimension of infinite dimensions of our existential fundamental nature. We create our realities. Our reality is a mirror of the energies in which we are. And we are all truly one energy, humanity. And we manifest and show up in different ways to be our contributions to the evolution of all things. Which brings me to the Facebook community live call to action. Sit with yourself for however long you feel guided, however long you feel to sit with yourself. Ask yourself, hey soul, ask yourself, hey soul, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, as well as greater conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials? Wait for the answers because they will come. Your lingo with the universe is most likely unique to yourself, meaning the synesthesia or psychic abilities or extrasensory abilities or channeling gifts, soul gifts in which you have, might not be a paradigm which is starkly a paradigm that's starkly understood within our conscious awareness of who we are as humans. Nonetheless, when you ask yourself, hey soul, we're cooking my dinner. I need to put my rice, baby. My rice is boiling, my water's boiling off. Give me a second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Whenever you ask yourself, hey soul, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness of my limitless potential, of our limitless potentials, because we're truly one energy. Humanity, beings of galactic creation and beyond, we're truly one energy. Beings and dimensions of galactic creation and beyond, we're truly one energy. When you ask that question, hey soul, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, as well as greater conscious embodiment of our limitless potentials? Wait for the answers because they will come however they show up. Validate yourself in your knowings. Do not replace any of your professional medical advice with any of my content. And whatever help you feel guided to reach out and get, do this. Do this. So that you feel more comfortable. Validate yourself so you feel more comfortable to grow and evolve into greater conscious awareness, as well as conscious embodiment of your soul's energy or your limitless potentials, or who you intended to be on a soul level before you incarnated and forgot that you were limitless potentials, having infinite experiences to grow and evolve all things, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, Most High. Within the Facebook community lies, I cook dinner, and then we talk about whatever's placed on my heart to speak about. It's a way to be in community. I do these lives on Facebook. If you're watching back Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube, I do repost the Facebook community lives on my music channel. Another way that I share my energy is through music. I channel sing, co-create many genres, R&B, hip hop, rock, classical vibe music, singer-songwriter vibe music. Over 9+ projects, 9+ albums. Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. You'll see my melanated face and my afro in the profile picture. Subscribe to join my musical journey, our musical journey to a healed and balanced human culture, planet Earth. Conscious awareness of the wellness, limitless potentials, and balance harmony in which we've always been. Universal forces in which we've always been. We just had every experience we have is to grow and evolve our energy into more wellness, more balance, more experience, more evolution. This gestational phase where we forgot that we were limitless potentials and that we co-create reality with our existence, our energy, was all a part of the makings of us. I delve deeper into this within my podcast, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, available to stream for free on YouTube and Spotify, as well as Oneness, Connection, Energetic Upliftment. On this channel, we do powwow sessions. Whenever I come through my inner space with the ancestral forces, using my shaman mama capabilities, my soul gifts, mediumship, I call these powwow sessions. We do powwow sessions, Oneness, Connection, Energetic Upliftment. It's free to stream on YouTube. Wednesday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. New posts every week, unless otherwise stated. And sometimes we don't get a traditional Oneness, Connection, Energetic Upliftment sit-down powwow session. Sometimes we'll get Facebook community live reposts or other content, maybe a preview of the Kingdom Things Podcast installment that I published that Monday. Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, every Monday unless otherwise stated. Mondays, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time for Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Again, available to stream on YouTube and Spotify. We get profound insights from the future. It's really right now. Past, present, future is us all truly right here, right now. It's different frequencies of vibrations or energies. It's like a radio. It's like on a radio, you change the dial and you tap into another realm or reality or radio station. You change the frequency of your vibration, you tap into, or you align with different states of beingness to co-create or manifest different states of reality. Past, present, future are right here, right now. I get insights from the past, present, future, the right here, right now, to help guide, to be a resource as we awaken in the masses, to assist with guiding humanity into who we were created to be. Our human dharmic purpose is biblical. We were created to remember that we are limitless. We were created to remember that we are one. We are harmony, and our oneness manifests in infinite ways. So allow our differences to grow and evolve us into more of our unity. By understanding principle of correspondence as well as so above, everything in my reality is a manifestation of the energy in which I am. Hey, so what is this in my reality trying to teach me about myself? And it's something that I wasn't aware of because I never understood. I've never seen this. I never knew this energy was in me. What is it trying to teach me about myself? Or allowing our differences to grow and evolve us into more conscious awareness of our limitless nature. And the cool thing is we get to understand that everything is one with us. And then we also get to make preferences or make decisions about who we want to be, what we want to contribute to reality. I always ask my soul, hey, soul, let me be in alignment with my highest timeline potentials and God and the divine to assist with uplifting and regenerating all things. All things being well beyond what I even know of. Limitless infinite potentials. Let my existence assist with uplifting and regenerating all things. King of Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole. Phillips 2033 prophecy. The divine says we need an awakened human culture, planet Earth. Multidimensional beings. Remembrance that you're not the only beings of planet Earth, of the realm called planet Earth. There's many different species, galactic beings, extraterrestrials, multidimensional beings that reside within the frequential bandwidth patterning that you know as planet Earth. Some that walk next to you, you don't even know that they're extraterrestrial, multidimensional beings. And some, baby, if they appear next to you in apparition form or otherwise, you'd be like, what? Who? Are, what is? How? What's going on? All right, it would evolve our understandings of reality. Let's be positive about it. It would evolve our understandings of reality. Some beings look like us. Some beings look like us. Some beings, when we witness them, when we perceive them, however we perceive them, they're going to evolve our understandings of ourselves and reality. King of Things podcast 2033 prophecy. God says we need to awaken human culture, planet Earth. Remember that you're multidimensional from the inside, cellular DNA genome activation. Do not replace any of your professional medical advice with anything you experience or hear within the King of Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. King of Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips podcast. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Ashley-Nicole Phillips Facebook community lives, my music, my literature, my animated series. Don't replace your professional medical advice for any of it. But we're awakening from the inside. Energetically, DNA genome activation, which is a symbiotic creation. Our DNA genome frequential patterning energetic evolution. So 2033 prophecy, Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips 2033 prophecy states that we will be a human culture, planet Earth with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, war, peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. As we are remembered, awakening energetically to manifest a no death, no disease, no war, no famine, or peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, human culture, planet Earth. Hey, Annie, my aunt. Human culture, planet Earth. So yeah, we're going to get into it a little bit today about this Monday's Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, a 7 a.m. posting. I'm going to tell y'all, this is a sensitive share for me because I'm still acclimating. I'm still acclimated to the energies, to the remembrances. My soul teaches me these things. My soul teaches me these wisdoms, these remembrances, these insights. And I share them within the content, within my content. Now this share, the Monday's Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, this coming Monday, 7 a.m. The installment is titled Reality, Humanism, Before, After, the Sperm, and the Egg. This is the title of the Kingdom Things podcast episode. Reality, humanism, before and after the sperm and the egg. It's existential, fundamental remembrances of how we manifest, how we exist, how we come into creation before our biological, anatomical understandings. So how the energies manifest for our parents to even exist, for our parents to meet, for our parents to consummate, to conceive a baby or us. It's going to be Monday. It's coming Monday. And the Immersion Incarnation. Immersion incarnating. Let me rinse off my rice. I'm so nervous. Even when I produced the podcast, I was nervous. I was anxious because the remembrances are very powerful. And they're so out of alignment with how we've been indoctrinated to understand our creation. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me rinse off my rice. Because I am cooking dinner. I'm cooking Dan for the win-win. So these understandings are super out of alignment. These understandings are so different from how we are taught in the masses or indoctrinated in the masses to understand our creation. So we know anatomically, biologically, and anatomically how the sperm meets the egg to conceive the child. But how does our energy manifest for that to even happen? My soul taught me, hey, Ashley, everything in your reality is an optical experience. Meaning the way we perceive our reality is a direct reflection of our own thought patterns. Meaning the way we perceive reality is one of infinite ways to perceive reality. And we know this through our sciences. We know that everything is energy and nothing true. What gives the energy form is the way our belief systems or our thought patterns. So my soul is like, hey, Ashley, the way, the sperm, the egg, the anatomical, biological experience, perspective, perception of how humans come into being, how humans are birthed. It's an optical experience it's like one of infinite dimensions of how we come into creation. On Monday, this part 1, because it's going to be 3 parts. It's really 3 installments of reality or humanism before and after the sperm meets the egg, the sperm and the egg. So I talked about my experience. If y'all want to hear more about it, subscribe to Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips on YouTube. Follow Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips on Spotify to catch the Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 of the episodes Reality, Humanism, Before and After the Sperm and the Egg. I'm excited to have y'all in the Kingdom Things Podcast community. I'm excited. So yeah, I have a lot of really cool experiences. Just rinsing off my rice. I have a lot of really cool multidimensional experiences. And my soul said, hey, Ashley, talk about some of them tonight on the Facebook community live. On the Facebook community live. At first, I was kind of hesitant. I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about it. Because they are super intimate experiences. Now, I'll talk about them in the podcast, and one is Connection Energetic Upliftment. I'll talk about them over there, and even in my music. I'll talk about it in my, in other content. But I didn't know if I wanted to talk about it tonight. Why, Ashley? Because the energy in which I started this Facebook account, I was a sophomore in high school. And understand, anytime you create something, The energy of where you were, who you were when you created that something will always be a part of the manifestation. When I was a sophomore in high school, my soul didn't gift me these remembrances that I'm remembering now from my soul space. So I get a little nervous and anxious about sharing these remembrances on Facebook. So let me take a beat. So yeah, we are remembering that we're multidimensional beings, limitless, many dimensions, God's mansion with many rooms, or realities, or realms, or beings and species, places, infinite beings, species, places, dimensions. Yes. Last night I was watching this video. It was a content on YouTube, a video on YouTube. Give me 1 second. I was watching this video on YouTube, and it was about a man speaking about a man that he's in Spain, and he like in the 60s, I believe he said in the 60s. It was a few decades ago. He was a part of an army that was stationed in Spain at a clandestine army base in Spain, and he had an experience where he met he had an encounter, contact with a multidimensional being. He was talking about it in the video. I was like, dang, whoa. And I understand it. I get it, right? Because I've had many contact experiences with multidimensional beings. And truly, we are all multidimensional beings. That's a bigger truth. And I've had a lot of open contact experiences. Yes. One of them, I was walking back home. And before I walked back home that night, I was in the greater Houston area. Before I walked back home that night, I was working a 9 to 5 at the time. And I was at the 9 to 5, and I was having a telepathic, multidimensional communications with a star being species. And they're like, do you really believe it's us? I was like, nah, at this time, I already started healing. The guy was like, hey, Ashley, I need you to become everything I created you to be. So I already started healing through my inner space and remembering who I am in God. And convening with ancestral forces in the spirit. They're like, so this is not new to me per se, but I'm still awake. Like at the same time, it's new to me. It's a new remembrance. Having these multidimensional experiences or dialogues with multidimensional beings from my inner space. So like shamanism, psychic abilities, ESP, soul gifts. So it's not new to me at the time, but it's still new to me. The remembrance is new to me. So I'm having this internal dialogue. I'm sitting at the reception desk doing my job. And they're like, do you believe it's us? I said, yes. Even though I had doubt, I said, yes. Lo and behold, that night I was walking home. And over the water, the pond in the neighborhood, greater Houston area, there were these big orange, reddish lights, apparition orbs. And they were gently, slowly cascading in formation. There's like 5, 6 of them. 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. 8 of them. And they were gently cascading across the sky in formation. And as they were cascading across the sky, these red and orange apparitions, they were apparition orbs that were fading in and out. I was like, whoa. And baby, that night, my phone stopped working. So I couldn't even take a video. They said, Ashley, it's okay. We just want to let you know that it's us. We wanted you to see it with your eyes, your physical eyes, tangible eyes, so that you believe in this experience. You believe in your remembrance of your multidimensionality, your limitless nature, your divine inheritance, to remember that you're limitless, and to convene with other dimensions of yourself, or other star beings, interdimensional, multidimensional beings, extraterrestrials, in other dimensions, or other frequency vibrations. They're like, when you go home, go to YouTube, and type in, search lights over Houston, Texas, and you'll see the same thing. It's us. It's the same thing. Sure enough, I went home, lights over Houston, Texas, and it was the same exact thing. I was like, whoa. So that was an encounter with multidimensional beings, multidimensional energies. Another encounter I had, I was sitting out by the pond, the water. I was like meditating, praying, sitting out by the water in the neighborhood behind the house. And I was just meditating, praying. I was, just kind of quiet. And then I heard it through my inner space, look up. I looked up, and in the clouds, this cylindrical, white, metallic object, it was a spacecraft, yo. No BS. I heard in my inner space, I was like sitting by the water, by the pond in the back of the house, just praying, meditating, just quiet, peace in nature. I heard, look up. I looked up. It was a cylindrical, metallic, white spacecraft that came out of the clouds. I was like, it like slowly came out the clouds. I was like, and then it moved back into the clouds. I was like, oh. Now, by this time, baby, in my podcast, Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, as well as Oneness Connection, Energetic Upliftment, I channel these celestial, extraterrestrial forces all the time. And they share healing wisdoms and frequencies to help raise us up into remembrance that we're limitless, that we are the impossible made possible. Or we look like we're limited, we look like we're finite, but we're really infinite, with infinite possibilities available as our existence. So I'm already channeling a lot of ancestral forces in my content. So I was like, but I was still like, whoa, right? So that's another open contact experience, divine encounter experience, multidimensional, extraterrestrial, celestial force experience. So when I'm watching this video last night, like I get it. The man's talking about he had an experience with a multidimensional being, star race species. I get it, I understand, because I've had these experiences myself. I was like, whoa. And we're all truly one. We're each other's mirrors. So I'm like, well, okay. And then, so when he was speaking, I was having internal dialogue with celestial forces. And they're like, are you ready to like see yourself in more vivid color, more vibrancy? Because understanding these multidimensional beings and species and ancestral forces, celestial forces, we're one with them. They're like, are you ready to see yourself in more vivid color? I was like, yes, baby. I'll be putting on a brave face. I'll be like, yes, I am. I'll be like, yes, I am. I'm nervous, a little scared and stuff, but I'm like, yes, I am. I got up, and in my mind's eye, I got up out of the bed to go brush my teeth, put on my socks to go brush my teeth. My mind's eye in my room, in the corner, my mind's eye, a being appeared. They were really pretty tall. A being appeared. Now this, I perceive this all the time. Like I can multidimensionally, I can perceive like different beings and species. Like it happens often. Like I see beyond what we've normalized as a light spectrum. So everything that we call normal, that we perceive in our reality, is what we've been indoctrinated with over millennia, hundreds of thousands of years, indoctrinated with belief systems of what reality is. And that's what we perceive in our reality. Why? Because reality is infinite and it's energy, formless. We create the form of reality through our thought patterns or our belief system. So I see beyond our normalized perspective of the light spectrum all the time. So I'm in my room last night. I got up, there was being in the corner. I was like, hello. I was like, cool, hey. And this happens. Ancestral forces visit me all the time. Like Thothia, Elena, Tahuti, Jesus, Rabbi Yeshua, like plenty of Orion star beings. Like I visited with plenty of beings. Now I'll tell you, one time I got uncomfortable because I was in this kitchen. I was in this kitchen cooking dinner, and I wasn't doing any type of transmission, babe. I had the night off. I wasn't doing a Facebook community live, but I was just cooking my dinner, but minding my business. And the only this light was off. It was dark outside. The living room was dark. But this being appeared, this extraterrestrial being appeared in the corner. Now this being looked solid. It wasn't just an apparition in my mind's eye. That being looked solid. And I just looked up. I was like, it looked like a gray alien, but taller. And the head, it looked like a gray alien. The big eye, big heads, but it was taller. So like a Zeta Reticuli gray alien, but it was taller. It was like average height, like probably maybe a little bit shorter than me. And it like appeared and it looked solid. It went from like thin air, but it looked solid. And I saw it in the corner of my eye. And I said to my inner space, I was like, does this being know I can see him? I was like, do they know I can see them? Because a lot of times these beings walk around, but they're not detected. Because a lot of the times our thought patterns don't allow us to perceive them. I was like, does this being know I can see them? I was like, do they know I can see them? I was like, I'm uncomfortable. And then it just dissipated and dissolved into thin air. It was just thin air again. I said, I'm not gonna lie, I was uncomfortable. Because I talked to Spirit about this. I was like, don't appear in the house like that. Like in the house, you should appear in my house like that, in the living room. You need to knock first. I need to know I need to know that you're arriving, you know? I've had these conversations with Spirit often, like, baby, you just gonna show up out of thin air? I didn't make you a plate. I didn't know you were coming. Like, you just gonna show up, like, okay, out of thin air. Okay, what's up? Like, hello, how can I help you? The being dissipated, and so that's another experience I had. But that being looked solid, solidity, baby, looked like me, form. It looked like it went from thin air to I could see it appear into form. I said, does this being know I could see them? Do they know I could see them? And baby, it dissipated. After a few seconds, I said, oh, nah. I was like, oh, yeah. So that made me a little uncomfortable. Made me a bit uncomfortable. We're all acclimating to the remembrance of our multidimensionality. But shoot, I'll be honest with my soul. My soul said, you need to speak up. Because how are we supposed to know how to help you evolve and remember into your divine remembrance? If you don't tell us, what you don't like, what you like, how you want to experience your remembrance or your divine evolution. So I'll be speaking up in prayer and meditation, speak to my soul like, hey, I don't like that. I don't like how that just popped up in the corner of the kitchen while I'm cooking dinner. I didn't know they was coming. Didn't make them a plate or nothing. Show little hospitality. I'm supposed to be the hostess with the mostest. I didn't know you were coming. No, I don't have a plate for you. No. I know I'm in Texas. I know we're in the South. No, I don't have a plate for you because I didn't know you were coming. so I was like, shit. So last night I got up, that was another experience. Last night I got out of the bed. The being appeared in the corner. I was like, whoa, it was tall. I was like, whoa, shoot. And I went to the bathroom, started brushing my teeth, and I was having a telepathic conversation with a multidimensional star being. And their presence is, they're right here. Their presence is right here. They're standing right here. They're standing right here. I could feel it. Because they're like, can you share the story? When I went on after my evening walk, I go on a morning and evening walk. And he was like, they were like, hey, can you tell the story about our experience last night? I was like, I don't know. I didn't really want to get into all this tonight on the Facebook community live. They're like, but I'm talking about it. And they're appearing right here because they're helping us, humanity, remember and help our belief system, our narcissistic tendencies, or our strict dedication to our belief system, help those belief systems become more malleable so that we can perceive more of our limitless potentials or our God-Goddess presence, embody more of our limitless potentials or our God-Goddess presence. So that they're right here. They're like, can you speak about it? I was like, surely. So I went into the bathroom last night and we were having a conversation. We were chatting it up. We were chatting up. And they were like, Ashley, allow yourself to live your story. Now, I've heard this from ancestral forces all the time. I hear about it a lot from ancestral forces. I appreciate it. Validation, confirmation, affirmation. They're like, hey, allow yourself to live your story. Meaning, believe in who you are. Believe in who your soul tells you are. So you can manifest a self, a divine evolution, or remembrance to help co-create a reality that reflects your soul's understanding of who you are. I was like, Shirley, thank you. And they appeared, and I could see it in my mind. They're standing right next to me. I was like, cool. It's like, thank you. Thank you. It's like, thank you. Ooh. I was like, whoa. That's all they wanted me to say. They said, thank you. Yeah, thank you. They're contributing their frequency, their energy to this transmission, to this video. You're welcome. Thank you. For divine remembrance, shall it be as universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. So these, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me just own it, and let me stop having a funky attitude about it. Except a funky attitude. I'm on the twin flame divine counterpart journey. Yes. True, all is one. We're all truly one energy manifested in infinite ways. We're all each other's mirrors to show and grow us into more conscious awareness of our wisdoms, our divine evolution. Yes, this is true. The divine counterpart journey is we're one universal force, so one energy, one limitless potential, dimension. We're a dimension of limitless potential. Simultaneously, we're one with limitless potentials, like all beings, all things. We're an authentic contribution. Simultaneously, we're one with all beings, all things. So we're one universal force. When we drop into this reality, this realm, we manifest as man and woman. Two beings, two bodies. That's how we perceive it in our understanding of reality. We see two beings, two bodies, but truly we're one. One energy, one frequency. I'm just kidding. Let me get rid of the attitude about it. Let me get rid of the attitude. Because y'all know, we want to talk wellness, but y'all know how we have the gender wars, man versus woman. You know, it's like we were in that vibration where we lacked the wisdom, the existential wisdom of our divine purpose with one another. Remember that we are one. We are the man and woman are one, and we were divinely created to help grow and evolve God's creation or all things through the way we learn and grow and relate with one another and procreate with one another. When I was 9 years old, I got the divine revelation about who my person is going to be, my husband's going to be, because my husband, my divine counterpart, and I know divine counterpart twin flame, celestial travel buddy. No, I know this. I didn't know this when I was a kid, because my soul just gave me remembrances that I could chew on all my life, just breadcrumbing all my life, so I could chew on it. My soul doesn't give me too much to where it's just too much for me to hold in my conscious mind, conscious or subconscious mind. So when I was 9 years old, I was watching TV. My divine counterpart twin flame, he was a child actor. So he was on a show that me and my sister used to watch. And my soul said, "That's going to be your husband." And I said out loud, "That's going to be my husband." I was 9 years old. Right now, I'm 31 now. About to be 32 in January of 2026. But I'm ageless at the same time because I'm infinite, I'm limitless. So however I want to grow and evolve, we regenerate. We don't decay, we regenerate. Cellularly regenerate. So we want to show up youthful, we can show up youthful. No wrinkles, we can show up no wrinkles. So yeah. So 9 years old, that's going to be your husband. I said it out loud. 2019, my soul was like, "Hey, Ashley, you do this, this, and this. We're going to manifest and bring you back into contact with your person." That was actually 2018. I did this, this, and that. And in 2019, my soul was like, "Hey, message your person on Instagram." So I did a message on my Instagram. And I thought he wasn't going to see it. My soul said, "He's going to see it. Don't worry, we're going to make sure he sees it. Don't think those pessimistic thoughts. We're going to make sure he sees it." Lo and behold, he saw it. And we came into contact, conscious contact, in this reality, this physical reality. He's still a celebrity. He's still doing his thing. So I didn't think he was going to see it, but he did. Our soul was like, "Don't think those thoughts. We're going to make sure he sees it." We came into conscious context, conscious awareness in 2019. Now, everything is always what it is. What we were talking about earlier, the present, future, and past are here and now. Everything is here and now. It's just a different vibration. And in this Monday Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips installment, titled Reality Humanism Before, After the Sperm and the Egg, is sharing how, I'm gonna do a spoiler alert. Part of the transmission is sharing how our future human selves, which are truly, they exist here and now, are helping grow. It's the dimension of our soul guidance. It's helping to grow and evolve us into our future selves in the present moment, so that we create a human culture, planet Earth, humanity, as well as the human culture, planet Earth, divinely remembered, second coming of Christ. Remember us that we're one with God. Every being, everything is one with God. That we're limitless to co-create a reality of a human culture, planet Earth, with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. My person, We've always only been one. But when we dropped into, we're one energy, one full universal force, limitless potential. When we dropped into this reality, our thought patterns manifest two beings, a man and a woman. And we feel like I forgot. Not everybody forgets where they come from, like in the spirit. I did. It was a part of my journey, right? Why? Any given moment, any given season, any given reason that I am who I am. To uplift who I am. Any given moment, any given season, any given reason that I am. Everything we experience is a soul or God level intention for God to grow and evolve us into whoever God created us to be. So I forgot that we were one, and all I had to do was go into my inner space to commune with my soul or whatever dimension of the soul or celestial ancestral forces that I need to communicate with to get whatever help, wisdoms, support that I need to become, do, embody, and be whatever it is. Like on the soul. Now I pray on, let me be in alignment with my soul's intention, God's intentions for my creation, to become, embody, be, and create whatever God intended me to be. I didn't remember this. I didn't remember that I could turn into my inner space and communicate with my divine counterpart, my twin flame, what I knew as husband since I was 9 years old. So last night, another contact experience I had. So my divine counterpart, like our future self, that knows that man and woman are one. We are one in each other in all things. So I turn into my inner space, baby. He be, maybe it's just the way. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He be like, because I've been in meditation plenty of times over the last 3 years, and he'll come in spirit. He'll be like, I was waiting for you to come talk to me. To say, I was just waiting for you this whole time, Ashley. I just been waiting for you. And God was like, I'm gonna send your person to you, Ashley, once you remember who you are and me and God. So I'll turn to my inner space and have a conversation with him, and not all the time, but sometimes, because I have to be grounded in my experience and who I am in this present moment to garner the experience, wisdoms, evolution that I intended to be and garner to contribute towards the evolution of all things. So yeah, I'll have conversations with him in the spirit. I feel like there's an energy we're working through at this time, because we've always only been one. So any relationship either of us have ever had on a soul level, a spirit level, we were there, we witnessed it. And I've been able to perceive it, but I'll be telling my soul, I don't want to know, I don't want to see it, But I'm gonna allow for it to happen. I'm gonna allow myself to perceive whatever it is my soul's trying to show me about our evolutions, about our experiences. And there's this resentment, anger that both of us need to become greater consciously aware of and work through the angers and energies. In regards to, we would know it as infidelity, because we're in an experience of infinite creation where we perceive a different separation between ourselves, between the man and woman. So I'm walking through this reality as Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and I forgot that I'm a twin flame divine counterpart. And I have a divine kingdom spouse, and we're truly one mind. We're truly one mind, body, soul, and spirit. But due to my thoughts, my indoctrinated belief system of who I am and what reality is, I didn't perceive our oneness. So on the soul level, spirit level, we had some disgruntled dispositions because we forgot about ourselves, or we ignored ourselves, or we ignored and forgot about our existential fundamental nature. So that's another contact experience. Communication with myself or the inner space or my divine counterpart. Tune in Monday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Kingdom Things Podcast is Ashley-Nicole Phillips on YouTube and or Spotify. Wednesdays, Oneness Connection, Energetic Upliftment on YouTube. Subscribe to the channels. Rice is cooked. We're going to finish up dinner. Eat my snacks, eat my cookies while we cook. Finish up dinner. We're making a mushroom cashew Chinese sauce dish. If you were tuned in for the Chinese takeout, it's basically the same dish, but instead of chicken, we're using mushrooms and cashews. Yeah. Also say, Ashley, take a beat. Take a quick beat. Be quiet for just a second. Be quiet for just a second. Beyond bouillon, fresh red peppers, some herbs, salt. Yeah. So I'm working on an album. Ashley-Nicole music is available to stream on YouTube. Working on an album, Self-Love from Formless to Form. Now, whenever I work on albums, it's God guided. God's like, hey, Ashley, start an album and name it this. So I'm starting the album, Self-Love from Formless to Form. We have Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. Subscribe, go to the playlist section. You'll see the playlist, Self-Form. From Formless to Form, the album. So far, the album offerings, we have 2 pre-recorded videos, writing sessions for the song Right Now. We have 1 published song called Yes You Too, which was premiered on last week's Facebook Community Live. What else do we have on there? That's it so far. And I'm releasing vlog. Oh, and then the Facebook Community Live, where I tell my divine evolution story. That's a part of the album offering as well. That's a part of the album offering as well. And literally, in the first 2 writing sessions, my divine counterpart was telepathically loud. Me and my divine counterpart, my twin flame, we telepathically communicate consciously and then subconsciously as well. And I was in the writing session and I heard his voice loud. I was like, he was trying to guide me because he does music too. He was trying to guide me on what to say, what to write. I was like, you real loud right now. Must you do that? Must you do this? He's like, I've always been doing this. Actually, you can now hear me more readily. I was like, whoa. So that's in the session, the pre-recorded writing session, Self-Love for Formless to Form, Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. I've also been able to perceive different dimensions of myself as Ashley. Everything is the self, but I mean like as Ashley, my focus, conscious expression. we would know it as different timelines or different dimensions of the self. So we have these thought patterns of who we believe we are, or who we want to be. And then we have parts of ourselves that are like in different dimensions or different energetic alignments of ourselves. I'd be like, ooh. I'd be like, whoa, I didn't know I had that in me. But it's remembering as below, so above, everything in our reality is a manifestation of our own energy. These manifestations just manifest in different ways. Our energy just manifests in different ways. Cause like I would always say, I don't like to fight. I don't like to argue. I don't like to fight. I would always say that. And I would be like a peacekeeper. Like, I would be a peacekeeper. Like if somebody wanted to get in a fight or something, I'd be like, hey, let's not fight. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. I'll bet that literally happened once. I was in high school. I'm not gonna say who it was, but there was a fight that was about to happen. I said, yo, I just broke out in song. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start it giving. There's a choice we're making. Choice we're taking. There's a choice we're taking. I was like, what is the word? Is it making or taking? The soul said making. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. That's been my disposition. Whenever I would get upset and like pessimistic, I would listen to We Are the World, USA for Africa. We are the baby. We are the world. We are the children. And Loudest Cat, baby, I hope we do something like that again because I want to be a part of it. Baby, when Netflix dropped the behind the scenes, I watched it and I enjoyed it. Be honest, behind the scenes, the makers of We Are the World, baby, I enjoyed that because I love that song. Whenever I got upset or pessimistic, baby, I'm pulling that up. We are the world. We are the children. And I was listening to a podcast last week, and they're talking about Cyndi Lauper. They're like, baby, I love Cyndi Lauper's contribution to We Are the World. What? Well, let's realize all that a change can only come. Baby, I love that. I love it. They're talking about how Michael Jackson looked at Cyndi Lauper crazy, like, baby, Mikey, now you know Cyndi Lauper ate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, let's realize all the change. Baby, I love that. I just have to put that in the universe. Baby, I love Cyndi Lauper's contribution to We Are the World. And then Bob Dylan's as well. That's my second favorite. Bob Dylan's. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. There's a choice we're making. We're saving. I just had to break out. I just had to get my commentary on that in a public space because I love We Are the World. So I would always say that I'm a peacemaker. I don't like fighting, baby. I saw a dimension of myself in the spirit that's not afraid to run hands about it. Not afraid to run hands. Not afraid to be combative. Not afraid to be a warrior. Not afraid to fight. I was like, whoa, baby, on go mode. I was like, whoa. And I just had to let myself feel it, see it, and grow and evolve the energy. Because I don't want to be fighting. I want to be, baby, peace, no war, world peace. I was like, dang. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. I talked about this in one of my other videos. Bob Dylan's contribution to We Are the World. Like when I channel co-created with the universe or the soul, my album Evolution. That's one of the examples I gave because the soul, when I started creating the album, the soul was like, what do you want to do with this album? I said I want to stress my vocals and textures. I want to experience different dimensions of my vocals and textures in my vocals. So and then the example that I gave was Bob Dylan, We Are the World, because he seems meek and shy, but his frequency, his energy is big, it's robust. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. It seems so simple, but I love that. I love it. I love that, Bob Dylan, baby. That goes. Cyndi Lauper, you go. They're not the only ones. Ancestral forces, there are other humans that were part of We Are the World. Y'all all did y'all's thing. I feel like y'all all did y'all's thing. Y'all came in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like y'all all did y'all's thing. So there's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Really? Breathe, Ashley. Soul, is it okay, soul? Now I've communicated with. Let me introduce you. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I'm starstruck. That's wild. I've communicated with Michael Jackson in the spirit, or he's like, call me Mikey. I communicated with Mikey in the spirit, or Michael Jackson plenty of times in the spirit. I actually channeled him in a session. I mean, and when I create music, his spirits come through to help me a few times to co-create music with me. He was like, he's jumping to say something. He's like, Ashley, I want to talk. I want to say something about We Are the World and about other things. And I said, Soul, is it okay if he comes in? The soul said, yes. Oh my God. I want to let him in, but I know he wants to be dramatic. And I'm like, hey, Mikey, baby, we face community. He wants to speak. Yes, Ashley, I do. Oh my gosh. Wait, Mr. Michael Jackson, sir. Mikey, wait. No, we're going to do it. I'm nervous, y'all. I'm about to channel Michael Jackson, or Mikey. He's going to use his energies, his vibration, his frequency. He's going to use my vessel to manifest. For truly one, use my vessel to manifest to speak. Through me, to us. He's going to get dramatic. I know he is. It's okay, Mikey, but I'm nervous to do that on this platform. Let me just preface it really quickly. He's going to get dramatic. It's going to be like Michael Jackson mannerisms, right? Mannerisms. I channeled like this a few times before, but where it felt this vivid, I channeled Marilyn Monroe for Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. It has not came out yet. It hasn't premiered yet. It's going to be in a few weeks. It'll premiere Monday, 7 a.m. Central Standard. You're coming through, Mikey. I'm going to let you in. I just got to preface it because I'm nervous. He's like, let me speak now. Hold up. So I channeled Marilyn Monroe. Baby, it's like you could see my energy switch, and I turned it to Marilyn Monroe. And that was like one of the first times where like I channeled where like my energy shapeshifted in a dramatic way. I feel like my energy is about to shapeshift in a dramatic way to channel Michael Jackson. I'm nervous to do it here. But we're going to let you come on in. Give me a second. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ashley, so much. Oh my gosh. I'm nervous to do it here. I'm nervous to do it like this. He wants to speak now. I want to do this on the podcast. I don't want to do this on the Facebook community live. Because first off, we're live. And I'm nervous to channel like this where I damn near turn into Michael Jackson. I'm scared to do that on Facebook. But he's going to speak. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm just going to let him speak to us, through us. I'm just going to close my eyes. Transcendentally channel. He's going to say what he wants to say. I don't know what he's going to say. That's the thing. It's okay. I'm going to close my eyes and we're going to channel Michael Jackson or Mikey. Thank you, Ashley, so much for letting me come through and speak about We Are the World. It's a misconception. I love Cyndi Lauper. I love her. And I love her contribution to the song. And that's all I truly wanted to say. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Mikey. Whoa. I was like, I know you did not make that big old fuss to just say that. Because his energy was like pushing in. I'm like, hold up, wait, let me preface. He was like, no, that's not what I wanted to say. It's a misconception. Like, I love Cyndi Lauper. I wasn't, it's a bad edit. He said it was a bad edit. Like, I wasn't trying to roll my eyes at Cyndi Lauper. That was a bad edit. Like, he's like, I like what Cyndi Lauper did. Okay, Mikey, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming through and saying that short, very brief message. Thank you so much, Michael Jackson. When the ancestors do that, I be like, you made me feel y'all made me feel kind of crazy because I thought you were very excited. Your energy was very excited to come through and speak. And that's all you want to say? He's like, yeah. Ah, okay. I thought you was going to give us a whole soliloquy about the makers of the song. He said next time. You sure right, Mikey. I appreciate you coming through. Thank you so much. Whoa. That's wild. That's wild. I'm excited to watch it back and feel the energies and things, the energetic shifts and things, changes. That's wild because he was very pumped up and psyched out. He was like very pumped up and like his energy was like let me speak, and that's how you gonna say yes. But that's a big deal too. He said, I love what Cyndi Lauper did on We Are the World. I loved it. It's just a bad edit. I wasn't rolling my eyes at her. That was not what I was doing. Okay, thank you for doing that, saying that. Because I agree. Cyndi Lauper 8. He said, I love what she did. Thank you, Mikey. I was like, Mikey, if you ain't like that, I don't know, buddy. It's a joke, Michael. It's a joke, Mikey. I was like, I know you wanted a lot of Grammys, but if you don't like what you heard from Cyndi Lauper, like, what did you really want? Like, as a music producer, what were you trying to hear from Cyndi Lauper? Like, she did her thing. I'm glad he came through and said that. Because I was like, Mikey, hold up. I know you got a prime ear, Mr. 50 Grammy winner. I know your ear is good. I know you had to like what Cyndi Lauper did because it was great. Thank you. Thank you, Michael Jackson. Thank you, Mikey. Ooh, for that clarification. Shoo. Thank you. Thank you, Mikey. Let's take a beat. Let me breathe, ground back into my body. Baby, his energy was pushing me out my own vessel. Like, I was like, shit, hold up, wait a minute now. She was like, this is not about Marilyn Monroe. He's like, girl, you say that story for another day. I want to speak. I was like, but yeah, I channel Marilyn Monroe for the podcast. Kingdom Things podcast is powerful. It's beautiful. Michael Jackson, your presence was just as powerful and beautiful. But I channel Marilyn Monroe on the podcast, Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Whoa, the experience. Whoa. I'll talk a little bit about the experience. Again, it hasn't premiered yet. It's going to premiere in a few weeks, about 4 weeks. So about a month, it'll premiere. Monday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube and or Spotify, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Subscribe and follow. Hit the notification bells. So I channel Marilyn Monroe. And whenever I channel ancestral forces, typically I'll have a conscious pre-production. We'll and we'll sit in a spirit. And we'll like commune and talk and like with the soul or universal forces or God to garner the wisdoms that the divine wants us to share in the podcast. And Spirit was like, Spirit was having a hard time bringing our energy, syncopating our energy because of our belief system, who we believe we are. Marilyn Monroe, white woman, Caucasian woman, and then me being a black woman. The soul was like, that's the biggest thing that was like, it was like creating dissonance in y'all's spirit to align your energy together so y'all could share the wisdoms and the healing vibrations, frequencies. But we got through it just fine. And we co-created a beautiful transmission, Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, available to stream on YouTube and Spotify. It was really powerful. It was really, really powerful. She was like, when we were pre-production, she's like, can I be me? She's like, can I be me? Like Miss Monroe? Norma Jean and Marilyn Monroe. She's like, can I be me? I was like, yes. And I understood what she meant. She's like, can I like have my mannerisms and be a bit dramatic? And I was like, yes, it's fine. That's what I thought Michael Jackson was going to do. I thought he was going to start like, and start moonwalking and shit. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I thought I was going to turn into a Michael Jackson impersonator. That's how powerful his energy felt. I thought he wanted to be him and baby start moonwalking and shit. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I wasn't prepared for this tonight. Wait. Like shit. We don't need a lid. Finished our sauce. Our sauce is finished. Our like Chinese inspired type Asian sauce. I just need to roast the mushrooms and cashews. I recorded a live studio session for the album, The Story Worth Telling. Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. Go to the playlist section. You'll see the live the playlist section is called Stew in My Room. And one of the nights, I was channeling ancestral forces, and we co-created the song Light Being Walker. Light Being Walkers is available to stream. The Story Worth Telling, the album, Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. And this is where Michael Jackson's energy, Mikey's spirit, his energy, Mikey or Michael Jackson's spirit energy. Is present. It's a few ancestral forces in Michael Jackson's energy. And I'll talk about it in the video. I don't remember which night it is. It's one of like the last nights. Because it's labeled by night. So yeah. When I repost this live, I'll link it below. So please remind me. I'm gonna link it below when I repost it live. Let me write it down on my paper actually. Let me write it down on my paper. Light Being Walker. Studio session. Walked past far and wide. Experienced dimensions where some beings levitate and fly. Ooh, 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 light being walkers. We are many in many dimensions. It doesn't change that we all sprang from divine wisdom. Ooh, 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 light being walker. Michael Jackson, and some other ancestral forces were present. Their spirits, their wisdoms, their assistants were present in this studio session. I'm gonna link it below on the plate for the playback watchers. So yeah, I thought Mr. Michael Jackson, Michael's gonna come through it, baby, get real dramatic. You know, really be him. I was like, hold on, I wasn't ready to do that tonight. Like, that's a lot. On the lot, not on the live. Not on the live. Yeah. Yep. Am I gonna use all these mushrooms? I feel like I am. Or am I? Yeah. It's not a lot. It's a little bit lit. But normally, yeah, it's not a lot of mushrooms. Do I want to use all of the mushrooms? Yeah, I'll use all of them. I'll use all these mushrooms. This has been a really cool experience. Divine remembrance. We're gonna talk about a couple other things. Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan podcast. I saw a clip of the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was sharing. He was talking about how he had a dream where he was communicating with these multidimensional these beings. They look like humans. I think he said their heads were a little bit bigger, their eyes were a little bit bigger, but they looked like humans. And they were like kind of playing with him, kind of hazing him a little hazing. And it was scaring him. And he got up out of his dream at 3 o'clock in the morning. He said he just went to the gym and he just started working out. He was like, but he couldn't get it off his mind because it's like it was a communication. And Spirit saying it was a telepathic communication. Say telepathic communication. Spirit saying, say that he had a telepathic communication. And he said the communication was, this is going to happen. It's like, this is going to happen more frequently. This experience that you're having. Let me not put it in the box. The message was, this is going to happen more frequently. And he said he was scared. He was like, I don't want to overthink it because it was just a dream. I was like, Mr. Joe Worker, you just had a fit to the night contact experience. You just had an astral fit to the night contact experience. It's not a dream. You're experiencing yourself or your multidimensionality in different dimensions. I was like, dang. I was like, whoa. Because I experience this often. And we'll talk about it. I've experienced it often. There's one time I already talked about it in the podcast, Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I know we talked about a lot of other experiences already. When I say I experience this often, it's in my sleep state, my dream state. We're going to talk about these experiences in my sleep state, my dream state, or an astral. My soul started remembering me like 2-3 years ago. Hey, Ashley, you're dreaming right now. Whenever you're in your waking state, in your reality, understand you're dreaming, or your energy reflecting or refracting, or you're the divine mind expressing through thought patterns or energy or a dream. I was like, whoa. And I was like, dang. I was like, shoot. When we go into our sleep state at night, understand it's like the Russian doll effect. We're like we're experiencing. We go in our sleep state and then we're experiencing other dimensions simultaneously while we're asleep in this dimension. Being a dream, at night we go into our sleep state. Whenever you go to sleep at night, whenever you go to sleep, we're sleeping and we're in another dream. Like the Russian doll. It's like dimensions on top of dimensions on top of dimensions. So my soul was reminding me into this. I had an open contact experience in my sleep state or astral, or experiencing myself or got the divine creation, divine mind in other dimensions. I was like, whoa. And it was with multidimensional beings, extraterrestrial star beings, extraterrestrial star being. And baby, I was like, shoot. And I can't deny that it was an open contact experience. Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips catalog is titled My Story Preparing for Open Contact. All these experiences, they're the divine preparing us to experience multidimensional beings or other dimensions of the self in our waking state in this dream or this reality. When we have these experiences in our sleep state, it's the divine. They're becoming more prevalent, more vivid to a lot of humans because it's the divine preparing us to experience multidimensional beings in this dream state or in this waking state or in this realm of reality. Our U.S. Congress they formed a committee to have the government declassify documents in regards to the government's knowledge and co-creation with multidimensional beings. So these things are coming out from our government, U.S. government, and other governments all over the planet. Baby, I'm in my sleep state, all right? And I come in contact with this being, baby, our energy meeting together, it created a third energy that I've never felt in my life. The energy was so powerful, like, baby, I'm in my sleep state, but I feel it in my body, like, as I'm sleeping, and I'm squirming in my bed, I'm like crying, my soul, like, I'm kind of coherent, and my soul said, it's okay, Ashley, you're having an experience, like, it's okay, you're going to be okay, you're just having an experience. I was, baby, it was just, the energy was so powerful, I was just so uncomfortable. I was like, shit, I was like in my bed just rolling around. Now, what was happening inside the dream? That was me in my bed in this reality. What was happening inside the dream, the sleep state, the experience? I was face to face with this being that was bald-headed, right? A bald being, eyes kind of big. They look like they're humanoids. So they kind of look like humans, like the way we look, but their eyes are a little bit bigger. Bald head. They had fair skin, and we were just face to face, and they were just mirroring me. We were mirroring each other. The soul said, y'all are mirroring each other. The being said, ah! No, I said, ah! Because I was scared. I was like, ah! I reacted. I said, ah! They said, ah! And we were going back and forth, ah! 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 We just going back and forth. And I'm in my bed squirming around because the energy's so big. And then God was like, my soul was like, okay, that's enough, y'all. That's enough. I was like, we were just going backward. Ah! 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 Baby, I was freaked out. I was like, whoa, shit. I was like, dang. And my soul said, actually, it was an open contact experience to prepare you, humanity, in y'all's waking state to come face to face, co-create, live, commune with multidimensional beings. They have different frequencies, different energies that y'all have never felt before. Y'all have never felt so intimately before. So in this dimension of ourselves. So like that was acclimating your energy, the human's energy frequency, to experiencing other frequencies, other beings, other dimensions of divine creation. I was like, and I tell this story in Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips catalog, my open contact, my story preparing for open contact. So that was another experience. I was like, shoot, I was like, in my sleep state. Like how Joe Rogan had. And my soul, I talk to my soul vividly. We have conversations. We have dialogue. Okay? We all have dialogue with our soul, but our conscious awareness of it, or the alignment with the frequencies, the energies of these conversations, of this conscious dialogue, is what changes and grows and evolves. So I have conscious dialogue with my soul. I'm like, what was that? My soul's like, we're acclimated the human soul, human energy to multidimensional frequencies, beings, so that y'all, as y'all awaken, the rapture, your expanded consciousness, remembrance that you're one with all things, limitless potentials, and y'all are able to perceive and co-create and be and commune with different beings, different species, different dimensions. This is a part of the preparation. I said, okay, I understand. And I share about it in the podcast. Again, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips on YouTube and or Spotify. My story preparing for open contact. So that was another experience in the sleep state, the sleep state. Let me put this in the air roaster. Give me 1 second, y'all. My cashews and my mushrooms. Oh, my yeah. So this happened. Okay. This happened, right? And then I had another experience not too long ago with another being in my sleep state. And it's Benji boy, in my sleep state. He's fine. I just walked him and fed him not too long ago before I started the live. You're okay, Benji. So I had another experience in my sleep state recently with another interdimensional multidimensional star being race. Now, this experience I have not shared at all in any of my transmissions, but I did write it down in my notes so that I wouldn't forget. I wrote it down in my notes so I wouldn't forget this experience. Damn. Let me go get my iPad because I forgot their name. Let me tell you the story first, and I'm going to get my iPad because I wrote down their name. So my sleep state is very similar to the to this experience. But it's a different experience. Open contact, astral open contact experience. So I come face to face. I'm communing with this being. Come face to face with this being, and this being, they're bipedal. So they have, I perceive them as bipedal. So they have 2 arms, 2 legs. They're like, we are bipedal. They're bipedal. They have 2 arms, 2 legs. Now their face, it's like skin. It's like their face is zipped up. It's just skin, and there's like a slit right here. There's like a slit where it looks like their face is like zipped up. It's like just skin and then a slit right here. I was like, whoa. I didn't want to be rude. I was like, okay. I'm open to experience different dimensions of the self, or the divine creation, or God, how God manifests in infinite ways. So I was like, so we were just talking, communing, and they're like, yeah, I'm like, my species, we're like a water race. We're a water-faring race. We're a water race. Water beings. We spend a lot of time in waters and stuff. I was like, cool. And we were just chatting and things. And I have this understanding, whenever energies meet, energies are wisdoms or information. So whenever we come in contact with anything, our soul is taking in limitless, infinite wisdoms. It's syncopating and learning and aligning to infinite wisdoms. So I know the conversations that I'm having with this being, I know my soul is collecting and remembering and aligning with so many wisdoms, infinite wisdoms, outside of the immediate conversation that I'm having with this being. So we're just having a conversation. He's like, yeah, we're a water-faring race. I was like, cool. We're like water species. I was like, cool. And they're like, he's like, they were like, he's like, what do you want to call me? He's like, you want to call me Zipper Face? He's like, do you want to call me Zipper Face? I said, no, that's rude. I was like, I'm not calling you Zipper Face. That's rude. He's like, what do you want to call me? I was like, I don't know, not Zipper Face. Let me go get the name. I wrote it down on my iPad. Give me 1 second. Oh, I'm not going to call you Zipper Babe. That's rude. Who do you think raised me? My mama did not raise me like that. I was like, I'm not gonna call you Zipper Face. That is rude, sir. I'm not gonna call you Zipper Face. So yeah, call me Zipper Face. I said no. I'm not calling you Zipper Face. I was like, who do you think raised me? My mama raised me with manners. I'm not calling you Zipper Face. So I put it in my notes on my iPad. But OHA. 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 My notes. My notes. 70 days ago, September 5th, 9:14 a.m. I came up out of my sleep state and I wrote it down on my iPad. Met OHA. Multidimensional experience. Meaning OHA fits the ninth being of galactic creation. Water traversing species of beings dwelling within or on a planet. He's like, yeah, we dwell on planets. We're water, you know, we're a water species. That's what I learned in our conversation 70 days ago. 70 days ago. As soon as I got up out of my sleep state, I wrote this down so I could remember. Because I haven't said it in any transmission. Normally, following any experience, normally I'll share it in a podcast. I hadn't shared this yet, this experience. He said, call me Zipper Face. I said, no, that's rude. That's really rude. I'm not calling you Zipper Face. See, he's like, OHA. What about OHA? I said, I love OHA. It's really beautiful. I was like, it's a great name. I was like, I'll call you OHA. He's like, okay. I was like, cool. I was like, cool. I'm not gonna call you Zipper Face. That's what his face looked like. It was like just skin. It looked like his face is zipped up at the front. Just all you can see is like a slit. So I call me Zipper Face. I think it's interesting that he thought of that. Call me Zipper Face. I was like, it's just, to me, little things like this are interesting to understand these species or understand ourselves. Like, whoa. Zipper Face. That's rude. I perceive it as rude. I perceive it as rude, you know. So that happened 70 days ago. I met OHA September 5th. That was another experience I had in my sleep state. It was really cool. It was really beautiful and powerful. Really beautiful and powerful. So yeah, I had these experiences. I've had other experiences. In Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, I channeled Nikola Tesla, or Orion Star System energies. And before I channeled Nikola Tesla or the Orion Star System energies, my mind's eye, I saw these Orion light beams. They were like standing in a crescent form shape in front of me. And I just bowed, I said hello. They said hello and they dissipated. I was like, whoa. It's cool. It's real cool. Real cool. It's real cool. Like galactic species and galactic beings, I've experienced other multidimensional beings. Really, guys, like everything is here and now. So if you can align with the energies, you can perceive different dimensions of creation. Like I saw little gnomes. Like it was my soul's first awakening me to this understanding. In my mind, I was sitting in my bed, and in my mind, this is like 4 years ago now. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, like reality is multidimensional. And in my mind's eye, I saw little gnomes walk across the room, but they were like in a different dimension. So their setting, their reality was different than being in my bedroom, but it was like overlapped. Like I could perceive like little gnomes walking through like a forest or something. I was like, whoa. So it's not just like galactic beings. It's not just galactic beings. It's not just galactic beings and galactic species and things. It's really everything and anything, truly. So those are experiences. Joe Rogan's like, it was just a dream. It was just a dream. I was like, okay. Everybody's awakening process or growth and evolution, divine evolution process is our own. So however we experience something is what we need to experience for our soul's evolution. I was like, baby, you had an open contact experience. A multidimensional astral experience, Mr. Joe Rogan. And I think he knows this. He just might be afraid to say it on his podcast because there's a lot of people watching him. And to be awakening, like when I was awakening, if I had a platform, multi-million viewers, as I'm awakening and I'm sharing I would be afraid to share them stories like that. Because my podcast it's been a part of my awakening, remembering experience. Now, if I'm awakening, remembering, and I already have millions of subscribers and views, I would be scared to say anything. So I get it. I understand. He like it was a dream for him to share it like that. I get it because he's afraid to share. I get it. Shoot, I get it. So we don't need judges. How people express and experience their divine evolution, divine remembrance. So there was that. We wanted to talk about that, and we want to talk about the Epstein files and Donald Trump. Ooh. Firstly, I want to say respect to all of the victims and people and women and children, that their divine evolution, being a part of Epstein being a part of their reality, them being a part of Epstein's reality, was a part of their divine evolution, or what their soul intended for them to experience for the growth and evolution into more conscious awareness, as well as conscious embodiment of their limitless potentials. Everything we experience in our life is something that our soul set out for us to experience, to come into greater conscious awareness and conscious embodiment of our limitless potentials, so that wisdoms will be garnered through our evolution and journey. Respect. Respect. Are we surprised? I don't think so. I don't think we're surprised at all. I've seen in Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, I've done many transmissions where ancestral forces, universal forces from within galactic creation and from beyond the cosmos, they come in and they channel healing frequencies and wisdoms through myself into the podcast to help evolve our humanity away from pedophilia and self-desecration. So Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I'll link the installments below and the playback on the Ashley-Nicole Music YouTube channel. So plenty of ancestral forces, they come through and they share wisdoms and healing frequencies to evolve our humanity away out of self-desecration. Are we surprised? I don't think so. We're not surprised at all. Donald Trump, there's been emails released from Epstein's estate. And Epstein and Ghislaine, there was email exchange between Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison. She's a convicted child predator, sexual offender, in prison, I think. I don't know what her actual charges are, but I know it's a child predator. It's like it's in the realm of predatory child behavior. Child predator behavior. Predatory to children behavior. Ghislaine Maxwell convicted, sentenced. Now people are like, why Ghislaine Maxwell gets transferred from a max security prison to a prison at, where was she at? Let me calm down. Where was she at? I don't want to be judgmental, but where was she at? You thought she was in Tennessee? Mm-hmm. She was at a maximum security prison, like in Tennessee or something, and she got transferred here to Texas to a camp. And like the news coverage is like it's known as Club Fed. It's like a country club, federal detention center. But it's like a country club, Club Fed. She gets a private the trainer, like fitness trainer instructor. She got a service puppy, a dog, a pet in the prison. Like with the charges that she has, she's supposed to be in a max. Be right back. Let's let that marinate. Let's let, you know. You supposed to be in max security prison. And who moved her? Ashley? I don't know, I wasn't there. I'm just kidding. My soul's like, who moved her? Shoot, nah. I'm gonna give y'all the deets. Now this is me watching legal pundit podcasts, and they're sharing the wisdom. These are professional legal analysis lawyers, career lawyers. They're breaking this down like, hey, this smells fishy. This not right. Something's going on. Who moved Ghislaine Maxwell? They said Ghislaine Maxwell had a meeting with Todd Blanche. But I just channeled his name. Like, I heard it in the podcast, but I didn't really know it like that. So it's really cool. My soul told me Todd Blanche. Had a meeting with Todd Blanche. And he is one of Trump's personal attorneys, personal lawyers. And he has a job at the DOJ, Department of Justice, to this day. Todd Blanche met with Ghislaine Maxwell at the Max Security Prison, had an interview, talked with her, sat down with her. Next thing you know, she got transferred to Country Club Fed. And then fast forward, my soul said a few months later, the emails from Jeffrey Epstein's estate, Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein had an email exchange inferring that Trump knew about the girls, allegedly. The sexual abuse, sexually trafficking of the girls, allegedly. Do you think Trump was trying to get ahead of something because he knew some shit was finna fall out into the yes, into the public sphere? Yes. He's like, Glenn, you better not say motherfucking nothing. Now I'm sending Todd Blanche to come put your ass in a country club. You better not say a motherfucking word. You better not corroborate. You better not do none of that. You keep your mouth shut. I'm gonna transfer you. And I'm gonna work on this pardon. I'm gonna give you that pardon, but be quiet. Don't say nothing. Because it's speculated. Because Ghislaine Maxwell has been asking Trump for that pardon. And Trump's like, what she mean? Who's Ghislaine Maxwell? When the press asked Trump, hey, you're going to give Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon? He's like, who is she? She's, I don't know. I got to look at it. Who are you lying to, Trump? Who you both place lying to? I'm the baby. I just shoot. Mom's a word. I mean, I'm gonna talk right now. My soul say, "Hey, Ashley, speak to help manifest wellness and balance of what you want to experience in your reality." Who are you lying to, Trump? He's like, "No, I gotta look at her charges. Who's Ghislaine Maxwell, sir? There's all types of pictures of you, baby, frolicking with Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell in the early, mid, and late 90s." I don't want to do that. I don't want to put them in the mix because they ain't, you know. I was going to make a joke about Trump and Epstein being taken over from the 99 to the 2000s. Cash Money. But I was like, Cash Money don't even deserve to be in this conversation. What did they do? I was like, no, I don't want to do that. But you and Jeffrey Epstein, since the 99 to the 2000s, y'all been out here in these streets, baby, at parties and things. Ghislaine Maxwell in the photos. You don't know who Ghislaine Maxwell is? You lying. We all know it. We don't be lying. He said, who's Ghislaine Maxwell? I don't know, I gotta look at the charges. You know, good and goddamn well, you got them pardon papers sitting on your desk. They already signed. You already know that, but shit, she's like, I gotta be quiet. But I feel like I'm channeling. What they're trying to do is space the shit out so it doesn't look so obvious. Like, hey, Top Lens, go out there, move her from the Max Fed to the Country Club Fed. Do that first with Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm gonna sign these pardon. I've already signed the pardon papers, but we gonna get it. It's notarized and everything. I just haven't filed it yet because I'm scared. Baby, I know the world gonna come on I'm spitting everywhere. Excuse me. Salivating everywhere. He's like, I know the world gonna come down on my ass. He's like, Trump's like, I've been a celebrity allegedly. I've been a celebrity for a long fucking time, but I've never faced fire like this. Like, he's like, shit, he's like, I'm gonna give you a pardon. I'm gonna give you a pardon. Be quiet though. I'm trying to do it quietly. Who's Ghislaine? Press asked me, are you gonna give Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon? Oh, who's Ghislaine Maxwell? I don't know how to look at her charges. Who are you are you talking to? Spin again. Who are you talking to, Trump? So that's wild. Baby, Epstein and Trump all over the news outlets. It's a part of the mass awakening. And the cleanup of our reality. It's part of the cleanup of our reality. All of these things come into the light. We can decide who we want to be. We can see it, talk about who we want to be. Who we want to become, what we want to evolve into, to manifest it. No pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, no death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty. I was like, dang, that's wild. So shoot. My soul was like, hey, Ashley, don't feel like ashamed and embarrassed to watch the coverage. Cause I'm watching the coverage. What did I use this for? The cashews and the mushrooms. My soul was like, don't be afraid, ashamed to watch this coverage. Cause shoot. Like I've been doing these podcasts for 3 or 4 years now, channeling universal forces to help grow and evolve our energy out of manifesting pedophilia. So it's like, now that it's coming to the light, it's like, whoa. Y'all, I feel like I'm messy though. I kind of feel messy. Let's be messy. Let's be messy. I feel a little messy. Messy meaning like, I feel like I'm gossiping. It's public fodder. This is our human culture growing and evolving. Michael Wolff is a journalist, author, writer. Michael Wolff, the journalist, author, writer, he's been trying to proliferate the story that he has on Trump and Epstein for a long time. The soul says for years. He's been trying to get the news and media to run the story that he has on Trump and Epstein and their relationship together. He was trying to do it for years. God leaves no stone unturned. When God's ready to shift some stuff, God leaves no stone unturned. You're going to get answers from every dimension. But if God wants something to be revealed, it's going to be revealed. And it's so like, it's wild. It's really wild. So, Michael Wolff, he's an author journalist. He literally got inside of both of their worlds. He said at the beginning of Trump's first presidency, he was in the White House with Trump for 7 months. He sat with Trump because he's going to write on Trump. So as a journalist, he's like, the reason why it's wild is because if you got shit to hide, why are you going to invite Michael Wolff to come sit with you to get all your little dirt and deeds? All you going to do is write about it. You know that? If you got shit to hide, why are you going to do that? Epstein did the same fucking thing. Epstein let Michael Wolff into his world. And so Michael Wolff got to be close and intimate with Trump and Epstein. That's why he has these perspectives, perceptions, understandings of both of them in their relationship with each other. Because Epstein, I don't know about Trump, what Trump would say about Epstein, but Michael Wolff was like, Epstein would tell me shit about Trump all the time. He let me say, he actually took these photos out of his safe, allegedly. He took this, Michael Wolff told the story, but it's alleged. I don't know. You know, Michael Wolff told the story. He's like, no, I saw it with my eyes, is what Michael Wolff said. Michael Wolff said Jeffrey Epstein took these photos out of his safe of Trump and young women. He was like, they looked of age, but they were young women. And he had these Polaroids of it, and he kept it in his safe. Michael Wolff does interviews on the podcast, The Daily Beast. That's how I know this. I'll be watching that podcast with Joanna Cole. I talked about her like a couple lives ago, and I was like, dang, I don't remember her name. She's from London. She's from the UK. Her name is Joanna Cole. And she works for The Daily Beast, podcaster for The Daily Beast. Podcast is on the Daily Beast, and she interviews Michael Wolff. And they have 40, 50-minute long conversations, and Michael Wolff will be spilling all the tea, what he knows about Trump and Epstein and their relationship together. I was like, so I'll be watching them, right? And the emails that just came out, Michael Wolff is in there too. And they're precarious email exchanges. Precarious. And Joanna-Nicole said, babe, I'm finna ask you about this. Michael Wolff, what's going on with these emails? Like, you were having this conversation with Jeffrey Epstein, like y'all was best buddies. And you knew he was a convicted child predator. What was going on? He was like, let me answer the question. He's like, I'm a journalist. And yes, Joanna-Nicole's like, are you playing a part? Are you acting to get into their world, to act like they're, he's like, that's exactly what I do. He's like, baby, I say what I play a part to get closer, to get chummy with them, so that they share things with me so I can write about it. That's exactly what I do. I was like, whoa. He's like, nah, I've never seen any crimes. He didn't say that. He said, I've never seen any, he didn't say crimes. He said, I don't want to put none, that's not what he said. So I said, that's not what he said. He ain't say that. Ooh, divine revelation, divine inference. Excuse me. I'm celebrated everywhere because I'm excited. He didn't say that. So I said, he didn't say that. He didn't say he never saw any crimes. That's not what he had said. He said, I never saw abuse of young women, children, underage children. He's like, I never saw underage children around. Like underage. He's like, I never saw that. He's like, yeah, I saw young ladies. Yeah, surely. Like early 20s, 23, 24. Yeah, surely. 21, 22, 23, 24. The soul said that girl that he saw that he thought was 23, 24 was 21. Ooh, universe, give the tea. Early 20s. He's like, yeah, I saw that around. He said, yeah, I saw this. The thing is, like, shit. Like, y'all know what Michael Wolff does. That's besides the point. But it is a good point to into our human psyche, our human ego, who we think we are. Now, Michael Wolff went to sit with Jeffrey Epstein, and Trump knows this. And then Trump brought Michael Wolff in his first presidency, the first 7 months. So Michael Wolff wrote a book about it. I think it's The Fury and the Fire. The Fire and the Fury, something like this. Y'all know what y'all see. Y'all Google Michael Wolff books. Y'all that's what Ashley was talking about. I have not read it. My soul said just mention it, so I'm mentioning it. And the things that Michael Wolff said he saw at Jeffrey, the people that Michael Wolff said he saw hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. He was there hanging out with him. He said, I had to play that part to get into the world, to give the story, to write about the story, to tell the story. I was like, okay. Joanna-Nicole's like, okay. Okay. All right, share your story. So my Daily Beast, Joanna-Nicole's, Michael Wolff, they're on YouTube. You can stream it, watch it for free, because that's what I'll be doing. I say this to say so you can get insight and understanding, and you know, from different perspectives of this Trump Epstein story. And you're not just worrying about what Fox says or CNN says. Like, you know, you're getting word of mouth for somebody that was actually in both of their worlds, so that you can develop your own understanding, your own insight about our human nature, our human culture, and the evolution of our human nature, our human culture. Who Michael Wolff said the names Michael Wolff dropped. I was like, dang, shit. And Michael Wolff was like, these people were like enamored with the lifestyle, the lifestyle, like, I guess, I don't know. He said a lot. He's like, now this name that I'm about to say, he's like, I don't know why he was there. He's like, all I can guess is that he was there trying to raise money for something. Because Jeffrey Epstein would like give like scientists and stuff money for stuff, like. And, you know, different people. Now, this gentleman, I don't know if he's a scientist, but he said he saw Deepak Chopra. He's like a spiritual teacher, spiritual guru. He said he was there with Jeffrey Epstein. He said he saw Bill Gates. And the way he explains Bill Gates, how he saw Bill Gates was wild, baby. It's wild. He said, yeah, Jeffrey Epstein, he was at the top of the stairs. He came out with this guy. And I was like, do I know this? He's like, this is Michael Wolf speaking. Michael Wolf's like, do I know this gentleman? Like, I must have gone to school with him or something. Like, he looks so familiar. He's like, I can't put I can't put the name. I can't place his face with his name, but he looks so familiar. And then Nicole was like, was he an actor or something? He's like, no, he was too ugly to be an actor. Oh, I was like, he said it with a straight face. He was like, nah, he wasn't an actor. He was too ugly. Whoa, what? He said Jeffrey Epstein introduced him. Hey, this is Bill Gates. Jeffrey Epstein said, Michael Wolf, this is Bill Gates. The Bill Gates. Microsoft. Sold Microsoft. Bought a lot of McDonald's stock. Bill Gates. Allegedly. Because I saw an article that Bill Gates bought a lot of McDonald's stock. I'm not sure how true this is. The soul said, yeah, it's true. So I was like, the Bill Gates sold Microsoft. I don't know if he still owns a lot of it, but I think he sold a lot of it. He maybe invested a lot in McDonald's. This Bill Gates. Ex-wife Melinda Gates. This Bill Gates. And Michael Wolf, I was like, whoa. Convicted child sex offender. Raped children. Molested children. Convicted. Whoa. And Michael Wolf's like, I've been trying to get the story out but he's like, nobody would touch it. No news networks. Nobody will go near the story. He's like, Nicole is like, why do you think that is? He's like, all I can think is that they're afraid of Trump's being sued by Trump. Because I think Michael Wolf, he was sued by Melania Trump. He was sued. That's not true. I think he was sent like a notice of being sued. Or was he sued? He was sent a notice like, Melania Trump sent a notice to Michael Wolf, I'm going to sue you for $1 billion if you don't retract the statements that you made about me in your stories. He's like, everything I wrote about you is completely factual. I was there. Did he say he was there? He's like, I was there. I heard it out of Jeffrey Epstein's mouth. I saw you. He's like, everything I said is factual. I'm not retracting what I wrote about you. And Melania's like, I'm going to sue you for $1 billion if you don't retract what you wrote about me. He's like, I'm not going to. So he beat her to the punch. He sued Melania before Melania sued him. Because he's like, he's like, I think the notice was a pump fake to scare me to be quiet. He's like, I'm not going to be quiet. Everything that I wrote is actual and factual, Melania. And I don't want to speak about that. But my soul's like, talk about it. I was like, nah. I don't know. I don't want to speak about it because it gets into darkness that I don't like going over there in those energies. I don't like going over there in them energies like that. So allegedly, Melania used to be a part of the. Michael Wolf is like, what I can infer. Michael Wolf said Melania and Donald Trump were introduced to each other by Jeffrey Epstein. He's like, the first time, even though the first time that they made love or had sex, it was like, and he talked about it. I was like, he said it was on a plane. I was like, that's not our business, Michael Wood. Dang, you know all the details. It's not our business. What else do you know? What else you know? My baby's just nosy, gossiping. He's like, he knows details like this. And she's like, if you don't retract what you wrote about me, I'm going to sue you for $1 billion. He's like, for $1 billion. He's like, I'm not retracting my statements. So, Michael Wolf is like, from what I can infer, Melania came from that world of like women like being trafficked or like pawned off to wealthy and powerful men. Allegedly. What happens in the dark must come to the light. It's like, shoot. So, you know, Epstein file, it's like, dang, like, Now, who's Epstein? Who's Ghislaine Maxwell? Baby, the man that introduced you to your wife, allegedly. That Epstein. This Epstein. I said to say, who you lying to? Who is you lying to? And his whole second campaign to get into office, White House, to get the White House presidency that he has right now, he said, I'm going to declassify all the Epstein files. As soon as he got into office, he said, it's a hoax. Epstein hoax. We're still talking about Epstein. It's a hoax. They ran a whole campaign talking about we gonna declassify Epstein files. Not to worry, not to fret. The House of Congress, they created a committee, and they've lobbied for support for the Epstein File Act to get into legislation to get the Epstein files declassified by the federal government. Everything that the federal government has, if the Epstein File Act gets passed, everything that the federal government has on Epstein, they have to declassify it. Now they got the House votes. They have the votes in the House, the Congress. Now how legislation works in the United States of America, they have to have a certain percentage number of votes in the House of Congress. If it passes in the House, if legislation passes in the House of Congress, if potential legislation passes in the House of Congress, it goes over to Senate to get a Senate vote. Now it's gonna look real precarious. This Epstein File Act, you can actually go look it up on the government website right now. Google Epstein File Act. It's gonna take you to a .gov website where you could actually read through the Epstein File Act. Passes in the House of Congress. It's gonna look real precarious if senators don't pass this bill. Like, what are you trying to hide? What are you hiding? Because they're saying there's senators. It's speculation that there are sitting senators to this day that their name could possibly pop up in them files. It's like, what are you trying to hide? Why are you not trying to pass the Epstein File Act? Now, if it passes in the Senate, it goes to the President of the United States to sign it into law. And they're like, and everybody's, the legal pundits are like, most likely Trump's going to veto it. Now, if he vetoes it, it's bad either way. It looks bad either way. If you veto it, if you sign it into law, baby, you're going to get exposed. If you veto it, you still exposed. Because there's plenty of other people, plenty of other sources that know you were part of this stuff. Precarious, uncertain, precarious dealings with minors. Whoa. Allegedly. Spirit's not saying allegedly. Baby, Spirit said minor with a period on it. Allegedly. No pedophilia. Baby, gotta come to the light. Because it's phased out. It's just trickling. Everything in spirit. Things happen in spirit before it manifests in our tangible reality. This stuff is coming to the light because God says no more pedophilia in my creation. And I channel that plenty in my podcast. God says no more no self-desecration, no desecrating our children, no pedophilia. So it's being exposed in our reality because it's been done away with by the divine, by the Most High, by the balancing and figuring of universal forces or God of infinite all things. All things, God. Infinite potential, God. All infinite, limitless dimensions, God. Shoot. Let's play. We're gonna wrap it up. We covered all the topics for tonight's Facebook community live. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. You can follow me on Facebook if you watch on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, the playback, go down into the description of this video and you can actually go follow me on my personal Facebook account to catch when we go live on Fridays or whenever we go live. Shoot. Let's play our plate. And we're going to go ahead and say our salutations. We talked about Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, available to stream on YouTube and Spotify. We talked about oneness, connection, energetic upliftment, available to stream on YouTube. Spiritual healing, divine evolution, podcast. Again, do not replace any of your professional medical advice. with anything you experience or hear in any of my content. My music, Ashley-Nicole Music, is available to stream on YouTube. I'm also a published author. I have 3 books that are currently published. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is a 3-part book series. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, we want to help you remember who you are in the divine and God, who you were created to be by God. We're going to write some books to you. That's where I got the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. The first 2 books are Asia's story. The first book, Coming Home, the story of Asia, followed by the story of Asia, I'm Home. Asia is a teenage girl growing up in a New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school, Manhattan Prep. She goes through a lot of existential crises, which help align her with the conscious remembrance, conscious embodiment of the fact that she is limitless potential. She is divine love. She is remembrance that all is within, all is one. The third part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is My Other Half. My Other Half is a twin flame divine counterpart journey back home to God inside. One soul manifested as 2 humans over many lifetimes. 4 love stories in 1 book, My Other Half. They know they're supposed to co-create a love. This one soul knows they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together as man and woman, or 2 beings within the realm called being a human being on planet Earth. They will co-create a love and a life together. Which lifetime, under which circumstances of books are prophetic. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is available to purchase in the Amazon bookstore. If you just go to the latest Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips installment posting, you go to the description. There's the links to take you straight to the Amazon bookstore to purchase the books. If you're doing digital downloads, it's 3 separate purchases, $29.97 nonetheless for all 3 books. If you're doing paperback copies mailed to your home, the first 2 books, Asia's story, Coming Home, the story of Asia, followed by the story of Asia, I'm Home, comes in 1 binding. The third part, My Other Half, comes in a second binding. So all 3 stories, 2 bindings, $29.98 plus tax, mailed to your home, paperback. Lastly, but actually a couple more things. I have a live series. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, do you still want to act? I said, yes. My soul said, follow your heart space, follow your inner soul guidance. That's why I co-created with the universal forces of the oneness of all things, of the soul. Out of the Box. Out of the Box is my live series. It's able to stream on my music channel. Get Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube, my melanated face, Afro. Subscribe to the channel. Playlist section, you'll see Out of the Box. The first season is there. Then I have an animated series, Asia's Story, the animated series, which does stem from the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel universe. The multidimensional experiences in which I have conscious awareness of, and soul healing, soul wisdoms, I channel into the animated series. Asia's Story, the animated series, is available to stream. The channel is called AP Short Stories on YouTube. Again, if you go to the latest Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips installment, go into the description. You'll see the link to take you straight over to the YouTube channel to stream the animated series for free. I'm going to go ahead and roll out. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truth. Give that love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it helps you embody more of our limitless potentials consciously. We'll see y'all later. Bye. Bye, Annie. You have a good night. See y'all later. Bye.